If you subscribe to our newsletter, howtobbqright.com, you probably saw our Thanksgiving smoked turkey video and recipe last week. Well, this week, the week before Thanksgiving, I wanted to show you how to do a ham. And I know a lot of people are going to be doing hams out there. And this is kind of my take on one of those expensive honey-baked ham. This is how I do it. It's not a fresh ham. There's a difference in hams. A green ham or a fresh ham is one that hasn't been cured. But what most people typically serve for Thanksgiving, around the holidays, Christmas, is a cured ham. And this is just one that I've got at a supermarket. It's a shank ham. They come with a shank or a butt portion, or you can get the whole ham. Well, this one is a spiral sliced, just like the honey baked ham. It comes this way. I bought it at Kroger. Nothing fancy about it. A lot of times they'll come with a little seasoning packet. I don't use those. I like to make up my own glaze, my own seasoning that goes on them. But the process is pretty simple. I mean, this ham is fully cooked. So really all you're doing is, we call it double smoking. We're putting it back on a cooker with some more smoke, warming it up outside instead of in the oven, just like most people do. And this takes it to a whole nother level. It's going to be better than the honey baked ham that you're going to spend at $75, $80 for. Give it a try. The first thing that we're going to do is I make up kind of a glaze, and this is a sweet glaze that I use some orange juice and some apple juice and then some brown sugar and some honey. What we're going to do first is just coat this ham with the glaze, and I've got it on one of my pork racks inside this pan to keep everything nice and neat, control the mess, makes moving it around easier. And this glaze is gonna give something for my sugar outside coating to stick to, and it's not really a rub or anything. It's kind of just a mixture of different sugars and spices. What I've taken in a bowl and mixed it up, but it's turbinado cane sugar. I think I put about half a cup of this in there, and then a half a cup of regular light brown sugar. And then I took some fresh cinnamon and nutmeg, kind of ground some of that in there, probably about half a teaspoon. And then some fresh ground ginger. And that's a little bit of paprika for color. I have the recipe on the website. But all you want to do is just cover the outside of this glazed ham with the sugary mixture. And this is what's going to really kind of make it like that honey baked ham. It makes a crust almost, just a sweet outer layer that's really great. And we'll put this on the cooker and let it caramelize. And you know, with honey baked hams, they torch them. Well, we're not doing that today. I mean, you can get out a creme brulee torch like they do, but I'd rather let the smoker do the work, let it melt the sugar, and really get some of that smoke flavor in there. And it's going to make it real good. So now the ham's pretty much ready to go on the cooker. We don't have anything else to do except go outside and get the cooker fired up. We're going to be smoking about 275 to 300, just like we did with the turkey. You can do these right beside each other. And we're going to get this out on the cooker and stick with us and show you how it turns out. Okay, it's time to put this honey baked ham on the cooker. And all I'm doing is just kind of putting it right in the center. I'm out here on my Yoder YS480. I've got it set on 300, and it's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours. Since the ham is already fully cooked, we're basically just warming it up in a smoked environment. I've got some cherry pellets in here, nice mild wood that's going to give it some good flavor. And I'm just going to kind of let the smoke and the heat do its magic on these sugars on the outside of the ham. Slowly bring the internal temp up. We want it about 140 degrees internal. I'm not going to temp it or anything. I know from experience it takes right at 3 hours to get this ham where I want it. Occasionally I'll come back in about every hour and check on it. Maybe drizzle a little bit more of the baste. I'll show you how I do that in about an hour. We'll come out and look at it, film a little more. But it's on the grill, 300 degrees on a Yoder. As long as you're 275 to 300, you're okay. And it's going to take about 3 hours. So let's close it down and let the grill do its job. Okay, it's been an hour. I just want to come back out and check on the ham, see how it's doing. It's looking really good. You can see how the sugars are kind of melting, caramelizing a little. That's exactly what we want to see, and it's not drying out. I do want to go ahead and just add just a little bit more of the base to it. Give it a little more moisture, just kind of drizzle it on, let it run down. It'll just keep it from getting dry, help those sugars melt a little. This is exactly what we're looking for. I'm not putting just a whole lot, just let it drizzle down. And we'll let it keep going for another hour and we'll come check on it again. Okay, we let it go another hour and we're still looking good. It's still looking moist. I'm just gonna kind of peek in here and see, oh yeah, we got a lot of juice. And I really like the way the outside's looking on this ham. We're gonna let it go at least another 30 minutes. That'll be at the 2.5 hour mark. Then it's probably gonna be time to think about getting it off. So we don't want it. The one thing you don't want to do when you're cooking these spiral hams is put too much heat on them, because once you get past that 145 degree mark, they're going to start really drying out, and since it's sliced, you're going to lose a lot of moisture. I mean, the outside's caramelized good. We can put another little squirt of baste over it if you need it, but this one doesn't look like it needs it. It's still got a lot of moisture and the sugars are looking really good on it. It's going to kind of make it a little crunchy, and that gives it that honey baked ham effect where they've caramelized it with a torch, but this is done with heat and smoke, and it's going to taste out of this world. So let's close it back down, let it go another 30 minutes, and there'll be time to start thinking about getting it off and showing you what the final product's going to look like. Okay, we're at the 2 hour and 45 minute mark, and this ham is done. This is exactly what we wanted to see. You can see how the sugars have caramelized, starting to separate between each of the sliced layers, and if you keep leaving it on too much longer, it'll dry out on you. So you want to go ahead and get them off at this point. I'm just going to pick up the pork rack. It's easy to transport like that and take it inside, and we'll put it on a platter and dig off in it and let you see how juicy it is after it rests a few minutes. Just like anything, you want to give it a little while to rest. If you're having it for dinner, just tin it with some aluminum foil and put it in the oven or set it down, you know, in a dry cooler or something. You don't want it to cook anymore, but you want it to stay warm, and it'll stay warm for a while. But that's how I do a honey baked ham, or honey smoked ham, killer hog style. Here's the finished product on this honey baked ham we've recreated out here on the smoker. And you know, we're not calling it the honey baked ham anymore. This is the honey smoked ham. It's better than a honey baked ham, but you can see it's still juicy through and through, all the way down. I mean, it's really had a good cook on it, and it's simple to do. I mean, you know, this cooked for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm just gonna have to get a little piece out and try it, but we were at 275 to 300 degrees for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's all in that glaze and that sugary rub that we put all over the outside of it. We just kept it moist and let the smoker do its thing. Give this one a try for your Thanksgiving or Christmas or whenever the next time you're cooking a ham. I promise you, you won't spend that money on a honey baked ham anymore when you can do this right here in your own backyard. If you like what we're doing here at How to Barbecue Right, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Sign up for the newsletter, howtobbqright.com, and we'll keep sending these out. Y'all keep checking them out and send us some feedback. We enjoy all the comments and everything, so keep on smoking out there. That's good stuff.